Yo guys, what is up? It is Teachers Game 2 coming at you again with another video, and I am here right now to show you, or at least an attempt, I've never tried it before, the Alpha Dragon over on the island, and we're going to use this method, Deinonychus. Now, I've got 18 Deinonychus, just so you can see, and basically each of them has a pretty decent saddle. There's nothing that's like bad about their saddles, I guess. They've got some pretty strong ones. 57 is about as low as it gets, and it gets up to about 100, which are totally achievable on official. Just so you know, there's not something that they are difficult to acquire. Now, with this, you should not try any alpha boss fight ever by yourself. But if you've got no choice and you got to do it for the element, you got to do it for the engrams, all that kind of stuff, what I would do if I was you, pretty easy. You are simply going to do what you can to deal as much damage as quickly as possible, because the longer the boss fight goes on, the more hosed you are. So what we're going to do with the Daeodon is basically we're going to get into this boss fight. He is going to be whistled follow on us. And basically when he does follow us, you'll notice that he doesn't unfollow us because he is on only target on, I guess, target on low, and he is also on ignore group whistles, which is what we want because we want him staying right next to us on his heel. Now the stats in the Deinonychus, just so you can see, 15, 20, 406, nothing super special at all. The Eutyrannus, as you can see, has got good stats, but I will not be attacking with it or the Daeodon. They'll both be on passive, just as support tames. I have a high level one just so I don't just insta-die, because he has a huge hitbox. So I'm going to try and avoid dying that way. Now the Deinonychus, they're the ones that are going to do all the work. Basically, I'll J-whistle them, attack my target, so on and so forth. You get it. All you have to do is whistle attack my target. You're going to break out your spyglass so you can hit the dragon from maximum distance, because he will aggro to the UD for a good portion of this, and hopefully the Deinonychus can, soak a little bit of damage too. But we'll see. I have a feeling it's not going to go super well, but you never know. It's possible. So let's go ahead and test this thing out without further ado. Obviously, you've probably seen my video on the other bosses I've done. Deinonychus are super OP. They are something you should try out. And, I'm just going to go ahead and take a boss picture here because I just enjoy doing it. Reduce the stamina on this guy and wait for that level up to go away because I hate when that's in the picture. So you can see us starting the boss fight now. Biggest thing you want to do when you get in there, change that Daeodon right away to make sure he is on passive and ignore group whistles, because if he's not, you lose. That's just what it comes down to. And you want to make sure that enable passive healing is on. You can see behavior, heed group whistles, we're good there. Back, enable that passive healing. And we're going to go ahead and J whistle right now. Turn on this so I can see them all. And we are going to move away from the meteors of death, which will rain from the sky. So you want to keep an eye on the sky a little bit here. Meteors of death can be a big pain in the butt. I will not be attacking with this guy. You can see how much faster this thing moves. Isn't that such a cool picture too? Maybe I'll take a picture of that too, because that's super cool. Oh, meteor of death. Avoid, avoid, avoid. As you can see. No, 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 no. Whistle passive. Come here, boys. We don't need to do that right now. And we're just going to stand near these Pteranodons and let the Deinonychus do the damage. Meteor of Death almost smoked us right there, as you can see. Whistle attack my target. This is why we've got the med bruise. There we go. Now they're doing some damage. Now, whistle attack this target. That fire breath is what we want to try and avoid for these guys. There we go. Daeodon, as you can see, this thing has taken some serious damage. And we are just going to sit here, and we are going to... Oh boy, there he goes. There's my first loss. No, 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 no. That was almost bad. Go back this way. Have him follow me. Whistle attack my target on these guys. As you can see, this Daeodon's still trying to get to me, which is what we're going for. Attack this target. Nope, not that one. That's bad. There we go. Now, as you can see, he's half health. He's just getting blown out of the water. Now, this is where it gets dangerous. You can see the Daeodon. Nope, there's where we're taking some damage. Now, we want to try and get near this thing right here. But you can see he's still quarter health. I still have quite a few of these guys left, but they are taking some damage. Come on, let's do this. Let's go. Come on, they're so close. Let's do it. Oh, come on. Boom. Look at that. Now, yes, this is on Solar Player, But as you can see, it is doable. It is something that I would not recommend having, only one guy like I currently have, because that's just, how I play. But you can see, ooh, this Daeodon almost died. But as you can see here, stats, just so you can see, still on ignore, still on passive, so he did not attack at all. It was just my Deinonychus. They took some damage. A lot of them died, but they had the boost, so that helped a lot with that fire breath. And they did beat the dragon. Now this is on solo player, so keep that in mind. There, it is easier. That's just a fact. That's something you need to know, probably right off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and take some med brews because I took some damage from those those flyers. But as you can see, doable. There are ways to make this happen. Now, if you had 6-7 guys, you can avoid that fire and those attacks from that alpha pretty well. Would I say that I would suggest this for alpha? Not necessarily. Not that I wouldn't use this method for alpha boss. However, is it possible? Yes, there are. I'm sure there are ways to make this possible. I'm sure there are things that you could do in order to actually achieve this boss fight and beat it. Now, I don't know if I would personally take in on an official server a bunch of Deinonychus and a Yudi and a Daeodon, but as you can see on my solo server, it worked just fine. Now, there are many things that almost went wrong in my boss fight, so I will admit that. I'm going to eat some berries because I hate when I get the little notification that they're starving. You can see it's becoming nighttime or dusk time. But it's not that impossible. It's totally doable. You got to be very careful because that magma, those meteors, pretty much everything in that boss fight is a one-hit tap. You want to be careful, especially for a Deinonychus at such a low health. But it's doable. Now, if you were to get a good imprint to some of these Deinonychus, I have a feeling that you could easily, there's a 101 saddle. If you got a good imprint, so you take reduced damage plus some decent health and some decent melee on these things, you could probably bring in 9-10 guys, latch onto that boss so you don't really take as much damage, and just throttle them. You could also probably, now this is just me like speculating. I'll try and do videos in the future, but this is just so you can see it for right now. Just speculating. You could, in theory, just saying it's possible, bring in some, I don't know if you can bring in Velonosaurus to the island boss fights, but you can for all the other ones, so I would assume so. So you could try and get like a couple of Stegos that have just some stupid health and let those be your tanks. Have some Velonosaurus sit back and just shoot while you're Deinonychus, because really that boss, like you just saw his face, is all about the damage output, because you want to put as much damage you possibly can as quick as possible, because again, like I said, the longer that boss fight goes on, the more hosed you are. That's just how boss fights work in general. But I think that's especially true for the dragon, because those more of those fire attacks he gets you, that's 10% of your health no matter what you have. No matter what saddle, that's 10% gone. No matter what health you have, no matter anything. Do not get hit by that fire breath, because you get hit by 9-10 of those, there's nothing you can do. He's just going to win, no matter what level you're facing. Even alpha, beta, gamma, all that stuff. So anyways, hopefully this video helped you out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And I'll try and leave the link for the Gamma. I've been trying to do this more because I've had some requests like, hey, you did Alpha in this video. How about you show us Gamma too? So if you want to head out, you can. You're more than welcome to, obviously. You know that you have the freedom to do that. But I'm going to include after this my Gamma fight with the boss as well. Super easy. Still a few of them died. Didn't bring in a Yudi. Just used a Daeodon. And it was Deinonychus in that. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and stay along. You can see the remnants of them over there. But still, doable. Doable, doable, doable. You just got to find the way to do it. All right, if you're staying around, stick around, check out that video. If not, hopefully you catch out some of my other videos and Teacher's Game 2. Out. Anyways, as you can see, I've got these Deinonychus, and we're going to go into this boss fight. Now, the Daeodon, basically you're just going to ride him and use your secondary attack in order to heal your Deinonychus up. You want to bring in a Spyglass so you can Spyglass the dragon and attack from a distance, because you want to kind of use these Deinonychus as an additional layer between you and your stuff. So that's what you can do. I typically move as quickly as possible away from that area over there, just because I don't like being on that little pad. I feel like it's dangerous, in my opinion. You can see him up there. And we're just going to, avoid and wait at this point in time. We're going to go ahead and whistle these guys to attack my target. Got to wait for the dragon to land, which is like, one of the most pain-in-the-butt parts of this entire boss fight, because sometimes he takes a long time. He's got his little flappy wings going, and that's just a cool image, Maybe I'll take a picture of that, too. That's just funky looking. I least I like it. So you want to try and avoid those meteors. Meteors are not fun. Avoid them. Obviously, as you can see, we're being attacked by things. So we're going to go and let these things just shred them right there. Oh no, I lost my trilobite. That's unfortunate. I didn't know a trilobite was in here. Oh well, sad day. Trilobite has disappeared. Now we're going to go ahead and use our wheel, attack this target on them. I may have made a big mistake and put them over the lava, so we're going to go ahead and whistle passive on them and make them come follow me. Come on, guys. Let's go this way. There we go. Whistle attack this target. Is he close enough? Whistle attack this target. Heal him up. As you can see, this guy's got quite a bit of health, so we're going to try and get in there and heal up to the best of our ability. You can see these things do a bunch of damage, which is nice. He's already about a quarter, and we're just going to kind of avoid to the best of our ability. I'm not going to attack. You can see me just running in a circle. He's about half health, and we're just going to try and keep healing these guys up. Ooh, there's some of that damage that I was waiting on. Oh, there we go. He's still getting that bleed damage. That's what we're looking for. About a third, losing some Deinonychus pretty quickly here, though. So Alpha might not be doable, but you can see he is just getting blown out of the water, and boom, there it is. Now, these Deinonychus, obviously, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm just going to hop off and enable some passive healing. Boom. You can see they took a lot of damage. There is no boosts, no anything on them. They're just Deinonychus with crappy saddles. So as you can see, if you had good saddles, you might have a pretty good chance at this. If you had like 90, 100, 110 armor saddles, it's definitely doable without losing a single Deinonychus. This one took almost no damage. I wonder if he was just like in a decent hitbox, I guess. Oh well, you see the point. So, Daeodon, I'm just healing these guys up right now, and you can see some survived just fine, some did not. It's not that hard of a boss fight, but you do get a decent... I think I dropped everything. Yeah, that was foolish. I was going to show you the element that I got here. Did I not get any element? Do I have to check him? Weird. Is it not there? Interesting. Well, I guess I didn't get any element for that one, but oh well. But as you can see, that boss fight is super easy, especially with Deinonychus, because Deinonychus just shred, and they have decided to, attack literally everything, so that's just great. There's my trilobite that apparently exists, but doesn't really exist. But oh well. Anyways, suggestions for the boss fight, just to kind of give you a little bit of a breakdown here. You don't need good Deinonychus. So these Deinonychus are something that is, you could easily bring in some just mediocre Deinonychus. I showed you the stats. Yeah, they're level 225, but again, nothing super stellar on them in regards to the actual amount of stats they have. Their health is terrible at 1.2. You can easily get these guys to 3-4k health, and damage-wise, you can easily get them into the 500s. And that's just like without really leveling or any imprint bonuses, all that kind of stuff. So Deinonychus are definitely a useful tame. Super cheap. It only takes a little bit to raise them, and I would really encourage you to use these for your boss fights. Daeodon is all you need for it. And that's literally it. Super easy boss fight. If you wanted to, you could bring in a Yutyrannus. It's up to you. So, anyways, hopefully this video helps you out. And other than that, Teacher's Game 2.